Hey guys, what's up? How y'all doing? I'm here to talk to you guys about the final episode of My Hero Academia final season on episode 11 or episode 170 of the total number of episodes of My Hero Academia. This final episode right here was very nicely done and a very big goodbye. That much is to be said. Man, I'm getting emotional right now, and I can't wait to talk about my final thoughts on the series and what I thought about it. So, if anything else, let's just get this started of this final episode right away. We get to see the same boy who apparently has been abused by his family and he was about to possibly cause some chaos. And fortunately, the grandma who didn't save Tenko Shimura or Tomura Shigaraki when he was a boy somehow manages to stop the boy and save him. And this really helped out because it really stopped him from possibly going on the path of villainy. And this is where everyone chips in to say, "Hey, what's wrong, man? Are you okay?" And that's when Ochako and Deku thought they were going to be involved with this, but it looks like they didn't have to be involved at all. As for the beginning of the scene when it shows the boy who was about to go crazy but get stopped, there was a scene with All Might and Hawks talking about expanding the billboards because right now it's not just about people with flashy powers and quirks anymore, and it's about something else being involved entirely. So don't know what Hawks and All Might was trying to plan out, but All Might has a couple ideas of what to do. So if anything else, as the episode continues on and we get to see that times get passed by, and we get to see Midoriya Izuku, a teacher at UA High School, and he also talks about how the others have been doing lately. Of course, when it comes to Miracle, she has new prosthetics, and we get to see Mount Lady and Kamui Woods being a very good powerful team up, etc. And everyone seems to be doing very well after the time skip and graduation, and everyone seemed to be giving their best overall. And of course, when it comes to the graduation, it was very emotional too, and along with everyone else getting their goodbyes and enjoying themselves. And when it comes to the embers of One for All, that thing passed away or loses its light and no longer exists. We get to see some kids in middle school and figuring out what their careers would be. We got to see one kid wants to be a hero, one wants to go to Mei Hatsume support company, and one wants to become a doctor like Dr. Yoshida, and the other one wants to join up with La Brava and Gentle's company to do some coding. And there's one named Dai who wants to be a hero, but apparently he's being teased and being mocked on for a little bit because his quirk is pretty weak, and it gets a little emotional because when it comes to the villains right now, it's starting to decline, and only those with power, real true power, is going to make a big difference. And that is kind of like a sad thing because if you have talent, you got strength, you're gonna be fitting in this kind of. You're gonna be a big fit for that kind of career. As the episode continues on, however, we get to see how things are very different and how Class 1A, despite them being separated, they seem to be doing well. As for Dai, like I said, this kid is very nervous and concerned about himself, about wanting to be a hero. And we get to see some news about how everyone is really doing right now, especially Meizo Soji talking about how he won the Imamura Peace Prize about heteromorphs and trying to make things better, which I thought it was really beautiful because that's always been his goal to try to lessen the impact of things. And we get to see Uraraka Ochako doing court counseling in elementary schools nationwide, which I thought was really nice too, with the help of Suyu-chan, Momo, and Ingenium Ida. So pretty awesome, and we get to see Eri doing very well for herself as well. And as for Bakugo, he's trying to go to what's the word, atop of the stats of the pro hero billboard, but with his attitude and all, he's not really getting anywhere. Pretty sad stuff, don't you think? Other than that, Aizawa and Deku talk with each other about how things are, and also like Aizawa does tell Deku to like be a little bit more strict with your students. Even though you are a teacher here, I want you to like make sure you keep these kids to be disciplined, because if they're not very like what's the word, in very good personality and mental wise of being better, they're not gonna get anywhere in the hero career and cause a lot of trouble. As for Todoroki Shoto, or yeah, Todoroki Shoto, he seems to be doing well himself. I mean, he's been dealing with incidents day and night, and he's treating all of his fans very well, and he's actually being very much at the top of the spot. And then Deku gets really excited to see hopefully he'll be able to match up against like Mirio Togata for the top spot, even Mount Lady, Kamai Woods, and freaking like Monoma and Hanuki are very amazing too, etc. But you know, as the episode continues on with its own way, we have to it that Aizawa does ask Deku, "Hey, do you miss like being a hero?" And then Deku's like, "Well." He doesn't really answer the question right away, but he has his own ways of wanting to help out. So I guess he does miss it because it's part of his life. He's been working towards that, only to lose it once he loses One for All. But it is what it is. But we get to see how the others of Class 1A or Class 1A alumni are doing. We get to see Hagakure being a very good advertisement. Same with like Tokoyami, and then we get to see like Red Riot being very famous among male fans, and not to mention, we get to see Deku trying to help one kid, and there's another, and he ends up meeting the kid Dai to try to help out as well. We don't really know what I think we see his quirk, but it looks like it's a little weak and almost similar to Mineta's. Other than that, we get to see Dai and Deku or Izuku talking with each other about wanting to become a hero, but we have to it that Deku's like, hey, you try to help out that kid, right? So you should be fine. Just keep up the good work and you'll be able to do great. And we get to see how Deku encourages him to keep going after his dreams, man. There's nothing wrong with that. And that if you keep up the hard work, you're gonna do great. And eventually we get to see a very cool scene that I'm pretty sure a lot of people have been waiting for. We get to see Deku meeting up with All Might, and All Might ready is giving him a present, which apparently is a suit that was made by the data collected from All for One, and it's actually as soon as quirks developed, so did technology, and that as someone who wielded multiple quirks, I like to gather more data with the armor suit that I'm giving you right now. Although like when it comes to like Deku accepting this, he must say, hey man, this must have been very expensive though. But All Might's like, hey man, this was actually made by Hatsume Mei and a friend of mine overseas to develop this kind of suit for you. And not to mention, your former Class 1A members, especially young Bakugo, they actually spearheaded the suit to be created for you. So at this point, this is yours to take. So Alma says, hey, you still jump into action, right? Take this to heart. You actually earned this power too because of your own effort. So even though many people think a lot of things here and there, Deku finally is able to go back to the hero field thanks to the suit that was given to him by his former Class 1A students and members. We get to see Deku putting on his new suit, meeting up with Class 1A, Bakugo, and the others, you get the idea. And then they end up getting ready, hey, let's get into action now, dude. And Deku smiles, puts on his new suit, and ends up joining with them to go help out on a new event of what's to come. Everyone's getting happy about this, and they all end up going into action, which I thought was really nicely done, and it's very dang well beautiful. So Deku's back in the hero field, but before he gets into more action, he sees the spirit of Shigaraki Tomura and tells him, hey man, keep going. And then, yeah. Then we get to see some post-credit scene of how everyone else is doing right now. Like, it was pretty fun and nice to see how they add these things into, like, how Class 1A is doing. 8 years later, we get to see Hagakure going independent. Aoyama became her sidekick in his new attempt of being a hero. So I thought that was really well done. Yuga Aoyama and Toru Hagakure are doing very well. And Hagakure, her face become visible while on duty, which has garnered a lot of public attention. So that was pretty fun. We get to see a scene with Eiji Kirishima and Mina Ashido. Zealous comments get Kirishima media attention, and Ashido is popular with the young crowd, which I thought was pretty nicely done. So fancy stuff. And of course, like his chivalrous candle sold out immediately upon release. So I guess Red Riot is doing superbly well. As for Ashido, she keeps her fan captivated by entering major dance events competitions. So pretty much she's a B-girl or a breakdancer, you get the idea. She's going very, very well. As for Suyu-chan and Ochaku-chan, they both went independent after doing sidekick gigs. They work hard at their respective hero activities. And let's see here. There are days when they when they team up to do core counseling, which I thought was pretty beautiful. We get to see how Meizo Shoji and Koda Koji doing. These two deal with human rights issues for those with heteromorph quirks, and Shoji has garnered worldwide attention, and Koda offers support as his sidekick. So they seem to be doing well in helping heteromorphs. As for Kaminari and Jiro, they have their agencies. Both have the agencies next door to each other, and this is because Kaminari was anxious to be by himself after going independent, and we get to see how Jiro and Kaminari is helping out with Eri in her singing and instruments. Then we get to see these two people, or Ojiro and Sato. These two enjoy wide popularity with both genders, and Ojiro plans to open a martial arts studio, and he gets lots of advice from Sato how to run his own studio. As for Fumikage Tokuyami and Hitoshi Shinzo is engaged in an organized crime deep cover operation, and Tokuyami still soars through the skies with Dark Shadow. So I guess you could say these two heroes, they are both amazing mystery men lurking in the darkness. Scary stuff, but I guess you could call it guardians. We get to see Ida inheriting his brother's agency, and his brother is actually back into coming back as support. His brother made a comeback on the field and using support items, and now the two of them assist lost children, anyone who's lost and who needs help. So, and we get to see Momo Yaoyorozu spend some time doing some major big research, and she puts that knowledge to work by being involved in many global projects, which I thought was pretty beautiful. I mean, yeah, obvious stuff. And we get to see Hanta Sero and Minoru Mineta. Sero's quirk isn't flashy, but people love him. Mineta went independent on the whim, thinking he could be very popular and things would go well for him. But unfortunately, that did not become the case. Mineta thought he'd be widely popular, but things didn't turn out that way. Very sad stuff for him. Hehehe. Other than that, we get to see how Todoroki Shoto doing. He ranked 8 on the chart right after going independent. So, the 5 Wii's Festival has become an annual event at Masagaki Elementary School, and the kids really love him very, very much. And his ice powers are very awesome too. As for Bakugo, his behavior is as extreme as ever as he tries to explode his way to number 1 hero spot. But the old timers still show him a great deal of partiality or teaching him how to become a proper hero. Then we get to see Izuku Midoriya. He works as a teacher in UA High School Hero Course as he endeavors to guide the next generation of heroes to the next part. Of course, his days are hectic, like when his UA students mingle with younger kids as part of his class. And it looks like the children seem to like Deku very much, even though he's not a hero or popular. But other than that, he's back into hero work, but even now he wears a smile as he and his comrades help people in trouble. So, looks like to me things are going very well, and the episode ends off, our story continues on, go beyond, and the episode ends off there. Or the final episode ends there. So, yeah, that's about it. Sorry if I took a long time, especially talking about the post-credit scenes, even though, it's really ridiculous, but it's the final episode, and I thought it's best to, go all out. And now that the final episode's here, it's about time we talk now for a very long time. I can't believe it, man. I mean, it is really, really over. I'm just thinking in my mind how I started reading the manga with the help of a friend recommendation in 2014, and then watching the anime of like My Hero Academia, I believe in 2016, right? Yeah, I think the first season of Hero Academia started in 2016, and then 2017 is where season 2 comes in, and then 2018 season 3, 2019 season 4, 2021 season 5, and then 2022 season 6, 2024 season 7, and the final one, final season or season 8, 2025. We've been on this road for 9 years in the anime, and as for the manga, it's 2014, and yeah, my mind is going all over the place right now. It's just like very heavy emotions are gathering into my head right now because it's really goodbye. Now, when it comes to this season, they've done a very good job. Now, I might be overthinking it of having to give it a high score, but I guess that's just me saying goodbye, and I really enjoyed it to the end. As for My Hero Academia as a series as a whole, I thought it was pretty fun in terms of action, school, and characters and development for many of them. When it comes to like some parts that could have been better with better spotlight with other characters and more like I wish we had more time with other characters to enjoy and have a blast, I guess. That's one thing I can say. This also refers to me having a little small issue when it comes to My Hero Academia, is that there's not enough spotlight for a lot of characters. Even though they are very popular through their own quirky ways, I wish it could have been I wish we had more spotlight time to enjoy them. And that's the one thing I kind of had my issues with, not to mention like how things ended. Well, I guess the way how it ended was pretty fun. Now, overall, My Hero Academia has been a very good part of my life. I mean, having to start reading the manga like in 2014, and now to see it end last year, and to see My Hero Academia, the main series, end right here in 9 years later, it's very sad and emotional because I'm pretty sure a lot of people loved the series and still do. No denying that it became a very popular thing, not just for the people in Japan, but everyone everywhere around the globe. So I guess it's like a big love for the series, and I can't really think of a lot of things right now. I do apologize, and I'm really going to miss the series very much, despite its issues it had. But I'm really gonna miss the entire cast. Like the voice actors and all did a hell of a good job. 9 years of work they put their effort into this, and I'm really going to miss hearing them scream, talk, and how they developed and how they put their emotions and blood, sweat, and tears in it. So overall, the series, despite its issues, repeating myself again, it was very fun to the end of it. They always the powers from development and to having a school background, even though it's always generic or eh, and other people's eyes, but it was still fun. Seeing Izuku and Shoto, Bakugo, Ochako, All Might, you name it. Seeing all those characters going into action and giving their best and making a story very worthwhile reading or watching, depending on your point of view, was really fun. And yeah, it's just, I don't know what else to say right now because this is the end. Although I will say this for certainty, it is not truly the end yet for the entirety of the My Hero Academia series, because like we still got vigilantes, and if I remember correctly, if my sources, and if my sources are like very much correct, our our vigilantes of let's see My Hero Academia illegals or My Hero Academia vigilantes is still out there, and we're about to get our season 2 coming out in winter 2026. So My Hero Academia is not entirely over yet. Well, the main series is done, but the spin-off of the Vigilantes is still ongoing for the anime, although the manga also ended. So we still have some of that there. So we can still enjoy My Hero Academia a little bit more, but eventually that's going to like go away very soon as well once it reaches its finale point, and that's when My Hero Academia is going to come to an end. Although it's not going to really be the same because the main series is over. Even though we have Vigilantes, it's still going to be like, not really as exciting, I guess. But other than that, whatever. Yeah, sorry for like not knowing what to say because it's just very difficult to say goodbye. And I am going to miss this series very much, and what will be my overall total score of the entirety of My Hero Academia franchise, especially in the anime? I think my score will not. I think if I have to be really honest with you, overall, I think it might be almost the same as like the manga for My Hero Academia. I mean, I gave it the manga a 6. As for this one, I'd say I'll give it maybe around a 6 to a 7, maybe because it was fun to the end, although there were some issues, like I said, like we didn't get enough spotlight for our characters. Maybe we didn't get more excitement, like of how they improved and how they gotten very strong. And wish that we gotten more scenes with them to enjoy, even though it has to be very small and simple because it feels like the story could have been like expanded a bit more. Although, like I guess we have to condense it to a point that's not going to be a huge amount of like plot holes or possible like issues for that. But it is what it is. I still had my fun and enjoyed it. So overall, what will be my overall score? It'll be like 6 to a 7 out of 10 just because like I believe there should have been more ways to give more spotlight and expand the story a bit more besides like sticking to Japan, even though like it is the main setting there. Even though the movies did come in and helped out a bit, it could have been better if we had more proper spotlight with the characters and their development and how they gotten stronger before they entered the paranormal liberation war. Even though the movie did do that, but like I said, just not enough spotlight, not enough development for a lot of characters. But other than that, it is what it is. I look forward to what I'll be seeing what the shonen genre will come up next. But other than that, Vigilantes, we still got that. So until then, yeah. So hopefully all you guys who've been keeping up with My Hero Academia with the anime or manga up to this point, the main series that is, I hope you had a lot of fun and you had your enjoyment to the very end. There's been a lot of rumors that there might be an OVA. There's supposed to be one more episode of My Hero Academia, but that never got into play. Although that was just social media rumors that has yet to be decided. But other than that, it's finally over. I had a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, and I will continue cosplaying for My Hero Academia for any characters that are very rare to show up at cosplay gatherings, because I'm pretty sure if you guys know that any gathering that should be involved in my channel, which I decided to upload cosplay gatherings, is My Hero Academia. Guarantee it's still gonna be there until the very end, until it will fade away into legend, to fairy tales, or folklore. So, yeah. Until then, I hope you guys had a lot of fun, and as much as I did. It was a Go Beyond plus Ultra ride from Studio Bones. They did a very good job, although there were some people who disagree. And the ending for Deku and his classmates, I thought it was pretty well done. While Deku may have lost his power, he has gained a suit that will allow him to fight in the go back into hero field. And hopefully there might be an extra OVA to come to maybe close off the main series with a big bang. So until then, I'll see you guys later. I'm Alpha Zero. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time. And I hope you guys enjoyed yourself. Peace out. Bye bye. Go Beyond plus Ultra. Toot toot.